posting on chat on TikTok. So for those of you who are coming in, I am sharing my recent presentation on the silent collapse. If you want to, you can come over to YT at the Mindset Mirror Connection Pod, and I will you'll be able to see my deck over there, but if not, you'll be able to hear the entire presentation here. So amazing, amazing. All right, guys. Well, welcome back. Today we are talking about something that I think in regards to Mother's Day is such an amazing topic because no one really talks about it. And the way that I'm explaining it is this concept of the silent collapse that mothers, high achieving women, women even without children, someone like myself, often go through, but we don't even recognize it until we are completely burnt out. And so I am going to present to you all the concepts. I'm going to get into how we got here. We're going to even do a little bit of interaction between all of us on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, and just get into it. So once again, welcome back to the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast. Welcome. Mindset Mirror Connection podcast, the podcast where we debunk the eat less, move more, shrink more mentality and focus on what really matters, which includes your relationship with your body, food, self-worth, and the behaviors that align with all of those. I'm your host, Christina Hathaway, licensed therapist with specialized training in food and body obsession, certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. At the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast, we believe what you say in your mind, you see in the mirror. So let's have a conversation about that. All right. So I'm actually going to be presenting today, which is not something I normally do. So if y'all are interested in seeing the presentation, as I mentioned, it is over on TikTok. So let's see here. Media. Okay, so we want to get this, close this out. How do we close this out? There we go. Okay. Sharing my screen, and I'm going to share my, all right. Hi guys on TikTok. I am over on YT with the full presentation, but you guys can learn everything today. So today's conversation is about the silent collapse, why high achieving women are running on empty, and how we can get back and find our way back. And my question to you guys today is, how are you? How are you doing? And really answer that question. So whether you're in the chat here on TikTok or if you're in the chat over on YT, my question to you is, how are you? Write it in the chat, guys. Be honest with yourself. Let's see. We've got over here in my chat. How are we? And usually there's a little bit of a lag time, because here's the thing. When I ask women, how are you, especially when it's on a Thursday afternoon, you guys have probably had end of the year parties, grad parties, Mother's Day events. You probably have a lot of things going on right now. And if another woman was to ask you, how are you? What are you going to say? Fine, hanging in there, busy but tired, doing okay. And what's interesting about that is it's not true. You don't actually feel fine. You're not hanging in there. You're actually quite literally hanging on a thread. All right, in the chat over here, I'm 7.5 out of 10. All right, that's a little bit more of an answer. For y'all over in TikTok, how are we? When I ask you, how are you? Put it in the chat. So again, how am I? How are you? What I want to talk about today is why we as women tend to mask the way that we feel. We don't feel like we can express what's really going on with us because we think that people are going to see us as weak. We think that people are going to think less of us. And we often believe that we are resilient as women, but really we can't even keep our eyes open. And the issue with this is what we've been taught is called resilience is often collapse in disguise. And for us ladies, the collapse is not very dramatic. It's actually a quiet one. It's the 25 unread texts that you have. How many people, throw it in the chat, throw it here on TikTok, how many of you have over 10 unread text messages in your inbox right now. Throw your hand up, put an emoji in there, whatever that looks like. It is the completely full calendar. If your calendar has all these different beautiful colors on it and you are full all the way through Sunday, throw that in the chat as well. It is collapse in disguise, but that woman with the 25 unread texts, that woman with the calendar that is full, she doesn't remember the last time that she has exhaled. And that's what I want to talk about today. Let's talk about why me and why you're here, why you're following on TikTok, why you might be following on the other channels. I'm Christina Hathaway. I'm a licensed associate marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in food and body obsession, but also specialize in perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and burnout recovery. I'm also a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach, and I've created a wellness program that looks at your mind, your body, and your identity as one integrated system, and I approach it as such. And today I'm not going to talk to you guys about productivity hacks. I'm not going to talk to you about waking up at 5 a.m. and journaling. What we're going to talk about today is the women that I work with. I have, over the past 15 years, worked with women who are like the ones most likely watching this, whether on YouTube or TikTok. These are women who are high output, high performance, high functioning, high achieving, but in the background, they are running on fumes. And today, I want to do 4 things for all of you. I want to tell you the truth behind a word that we've inherited, this word resilience, as a badge of honor. We're going to talk about the truth around it. Number 2, I'm going to show you where you actually learn this. Once you leave today, you will be able to walk away a different woman than who sat down in front of this screen. Number 3, I'm going to paint a picture of what it looks like on the other side of this collapse. And number 4, I'm going to teach you guys 4 rules that you can take away today to begin to change how your energy is spent. So let's talk about the word resilience. The actual definition of resilience is your biological capacity to adapt, recover, and grow through hard things. In the chat, on TikTok, again, I want to say the capacity to adapt, recover, and grow through hard things. Which word in there is a surprise to you? Let's see here. Which word is a surprise to you in this definition? We've got adapt, recover, grow from hard things. What do we got, y'all? You guys, welcome. Welcome, BB. Welcome, Rita. Welcome, Katie. Welcome, Kenny. Please stick around. This is a longer live today. Sora, welcome. Muse the Mew, welcome. Your mom. Hey, we love moms around here. That's what we're talking about. For me, one of the words that stood out to me in this definition is recover, right? Recover is in the definition of resilience. Recover is necessary to be resilient. However, people think recovery is optional. It is not optional. It's the mechanism. But the version of resilience that all of us on here understand is push through, power through, keep going, pressure creates diamonds, sleep until you're dead, fake it until you make it. How many of you guys relate to any of those? And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like adapting and recovering to me. That sounds like someone who is pushing through at the cost of themselves. And there's actually a name for this phenomenon. And the name of it is toxic resilience. The override, the performance, the slow erosion of yourself. Toxic resilience is when we override our exhaustion because somebody else needs us. It's when our bodies are screaming, please slow down, and we meet it with another cup of coffee or another energy drink. It is when you guys are smiling through the drop-off, smiling through the meeting, smiling through the client dinner, and when you get in your car, you're so fucking numb that you don't know if you're sad, you're happy, you're angry, or you are just done. Toxic resilience is a lie that we as women inherited when we were children. We watched the women around us do for everyone else and never stop. And I wish I was talking to you all as someone who just studied this from abroad, but I didn't. I am someone who has lived toxic resilience, and it almost literally killed me. And that's why I'm so passionate about talking about it with you all and sharing it on these different platforms. Yes, Emily's got it. So we've got a couple of chats going for you guys who are new here. So hello, everyone who is on TikTok. We have a chat going on YouTube. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know which names I'm allowed to say on what platforms, but I don't care. So coming back to it, I am not someone who's just studied toxic resilience. I've lived it. And I, on paper, looked like someone who had it all fucking together. I looked like I had it together. What I could do was beautiful to everyone else. But again, I was slowly breaking down inside. And I want you guys to hear what I am saying to see if it resonates with you. Number one, I woke up already exhausted. I woke up tired. Why? Because I couldn't shut my brain off from the list that I had to do. Then, before my feet even hit the ground, I was already working through the list of the day. I would tell people I was fine because I didn't feel like I could say anything else. I felt like that was a luxury to me to be able to share my reality. So it was easier for me to just say, yeah, I'm fine, rather than express myself. On top of that, I thought if I said anything other than fine, good, hanging in there, that people would see me as weak. And that to me was a complete failure. I was also doing all the things. My calendar was completely full, but my soul was empty. I had performed fine for so long that I didn't know where fine performance ended and where I actually began. And then when I got home, there was no time for the people that I loved because I was so completely exhausted. I disconnected through binge drinking, through excessive exercise, through doom scrolling, and through punishing my body in regards to restrictive diets. Because for me, if I could look a certain way, then nobody could see through the kinks in my armor, right? As I mentioned, I was involved in every aspect of my world, but I secretly felt completely disconnected. And I want you guys to get involved. How does this resonate with you? Do you wake up already tired? Do you mask fine to the people that you should be asking for help from? Oh, let's talk about asking for help. That for me was like an absolute no. I, number one, did not want to ask for help because in my past, asking for help was dangerous. Number two, I did not feel like I would receive help from anybody. So therefore, why would I ask for it if it's not going to be there anyways, which is a complete distortion. And number three, I was such a control freak because, you know, that's how I maintained my status quo, that I would not allow people to help me because I wanted to control the outcome. So which of these things do you guys relate to? Are you pretending to be fine? Do you have the full schedule, but do you feel completely disconnected from your life? Are you getting home and then your family is getting half-ass you, right? What do you guys connect with? So for the woman who is listening to this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have been living in this toxic, resilient place, I want you to hear something from me. Number one, you're not broken. You are not weak and you're not failing. For all of us, we're exhausted from performing fine. Performing this concept of resilience when we were never taught the definition, that the definition included recovering. So I want you to have some grace on yourselves. One thing we're going to do is talk about where it came from, because unfortunately, these types of behaviors they don't just fall down from the sky. We learned these types of behaviors of toxic resilience from the rooms that we sat in, the women that we watched do everything for everyone, from the way we were praised and the way we were punished, and from the love that we received. So I want to do something today, and you can share it with me. We can share it as a group on chat. I am going to ask you guys 2 questions to answer in the chat. The first question is, who in your life modeled the woman who never stops? Who was it? Who did you watch keep going and going and going at the expense of herself? Throw it in the chat. Barb, Aaron, throw it in the chat. Who in your life modeled the woman who never stops? For my girls over here, Rebecca, Emily, who in your life modeled the woman who never stops? Number 2, how does that show up in your relationship with yourself today? Now, one thing I want people to understand is that you are going to connect to people that you love when answering this question. And understanding a pattern from somebody else is not blame. We don't have to feel guilty about it. And if emotion comes up or any sort of feeling, just allow it to happen. In an effort to change something, we have to understand where it comes from. And this is the first step in doing that. So again, 2 questions, guys. Who in your life modeled the woman who never stops? And how does that show up in your relationship with yourself today? Throw it in the chat for me. We've got one, my mom. Okay. How does it show up in your life today? All right, let's see what we got. We've got Carrie, welcome. Barb, welcome. Aaron, Danny. Good. Seeing y'all. So the question for those who just joined, who in your life modeled the woman who never stops, and how does that show up in your life today? Let's see. Emily, what you got over here? Put it in the chat. I'm not giving myself my mom. I'm the same way. Okay. And Emily says, I'm not giving myself the deserved time or attention or enough self-love. Absolutely. Again, we learn this. We learn this behavior. And the women that we learn this behavior from, they didn't just teach us something abstract. They taught us a narrative that plays in our head that says, if you don't do it this way, then this will happen. And oftentimes it's feelings that we won't be loved. We won't be seen or even needed. For a lot of us, that feeling of being needed makes us feel a false sense of love. And so we keep doing and doing and doing. So I want to go over the narratives because, again, mom or whomever it was didn't just teach us by example. They created a story in our heads, and I want you all to listen to which story you connect with the most. So there's 6 narratives of toxic resilience. A lot of these you guys have heard by following my podcast or following my content here on the different platforms that are on. But the first one is all or nothing thinking, right? One slip of exercise and the week is ruined. You ate the thing, so your diet is ruined. Any sort of sense of failure says, I can't do it or I failed, so I might as well stop. Now, the interesting thing about all or nothing thinking, especially for high achievers, is that y'all are not going to be nothing when it comes to your jobs. You're going to do everything you possibly can to make your employer or whomever it is see you as good. Where does all or nothing thinking end up joining the party? It's through your self-care. That is where you go black, white, perfect, fail. You give everyone else as much grace and humility that you can, but the first time that you see any sense of failure, you decide you are a failure and you should stop doing the thing that you do. And that goes into number 2, which is people pleasing. You will move a meeting or you'll move a workout to add a meeting in that someone needs you. You will take time to eat. You'll take time away from a little rest or a break because someone's going to call you and needs to talk to you immediately. You will eat something that you don't want to eat just because everyone else is eating it. This is a form of people pleasing. And another form of people pleasing is you don't tell people how you feel because you're afraid of them being upset with you. So you stuff your emotions and stuff your emotions, but they come out in other ways, whether that's binge eating, drinking, emotional eating, shopping, doom scrolling. Your needs are the first line of budget that are cut from your invoice every single day. Number 3, as I already mentioned, is I don't deserve help. No one's going to come help me, right? This idea of not asking for help is something I've struggled with for a very long time. I want you guys to, in the chat, as these are coming up, throw them in the chat. Which ones do you connect with? For me, it was I believe that if I asked for help, number 1, I'd have to reciprocate it. It was a tit for tat. I was concerned that no one would show up to help me. And then, therefore, I never let people help me. And then, therefore, I get pissed when people didn't help me and I would make their lives hell. It was terrible in my relationships. I did this in multiple relationships. And I would then repair whatever it was I did by overdoing the help. It was a toxic, toxic cycle. And I still struggle with it, but I'm definitely working on it. Number 4, you ignore your body. You are so disconnected from your body. You're in this almost fawning or freeze state in your nervous system. You don't know if you need to eat or you'll work through. I asked this question at the event that I spoke at this week, and I want to know how you guys relate. How many times have you've started your day without eating? Maybe you had a cup of coffee and you're in work mode and you work until it's 3 p.m. and you have not had anything to eat. I feel like a lot of people are going to relate to that. Okay. Other signs of ignoring your body signals are you're in pain. You know, your back is hurting or your whatever's hurting and you still push through the workout, or you've had a headache for 3 days and you haven't even noticed it. You just move on with your life. Or again, you're feeling a sense of emotion, but you just push it down and push it down as if it doesn't exist, as if you're not human. Emotions are is a part of human nature, and you just push it away. Number 5 is achievement above all. You will work into the long hours of the night if you have a deadline, right? You will miss an opportunity to feed yourself because you obviously need to get something done before a meeting. I've seen women push through, like literally neglect their own children in an effort to achieve something. You don't take sick days. You don't take vacation. And if you take vacation, what are we doing? We're bringing the fucking laptop with us. Have I done this? Absolutely, I've done this. And it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating because you want to have fun. You want to relax, but you won't let yourself because the achievement is driving the bus. And then you get pissed that you can't relax. It's a learned helplessness cycle. And number 6, performance over fine. And this is that concept of like smile and pretend like everything is okay. I always think about when you were headed to church with your family and you guys just got in a massive fight, like you're literally cussing each other out, but then you walk into church and everyone's smiling and pretending like they're, you know, the beavers. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Pretending to be fine. So good that not even you can recognize when things are not okay. So of those 6 narratives, I want you to think about which ones resonate with you the most. We're going to hold on to that number of the narrative. We're going to hold on to that name. But first, I want to talk about who's the woman on the other side. Because for the past 26 minutes, I've talked about everything that is wrong, right? And that's not what I want to leave you with. That's not who I am, and that's not what these live streams are for. I want you to leave these live streams feeling like you have something practical that you can hold on to, or at least feel inspired. So who am I now? Because that woman I talked about before in the past, she is a woman who, you know, her calendar was full, but her soul was empty. She woke up already tired. She performed fine. That was me past tense. And I will tell you guys, it took a very long healing process to get out of this toxic resilience state. I had to go through my own coaching. I had to go through my own therapy. I had to get really uncomfortable, and I had to learn a very, very important skill. And it is the skill of saying no. N-O, period. Okay? It is not easy. It is not going to be fast, but I promise you it is possible, and it is worth it. You're worth it. Your health is worth it. So what am I like now? I wake up and I take a fucking breath. I don't even think about my day. I will not. The only reason I'm touching my phone is to turn off my alarm. And I have a moment with myself. I pray, I read, and now it's about a 30-minute process. Now I have the luxury of that time. Maybe you only have 2 minutes. Doesn't matter. Take it anyways. I protect my time. On my calendar, I have space for me. I have space to make sure I'm eating. I like to sit outside at least once a day and just hang out with the dogs. I have space to work out, of course. I have space to breathe. And I protect that space like I would protect a meeting, and you should find that space as well. I work really hard, but people will contact me for things that matter. They no longer contact me because they know I'm going to be the only one who answers. And I know the difference, and the people in my life know a difference. And for me, it helps me protect my time. And I move in a way when it comes to exercise that's no longer punishing. I'm not trying to punish my body because, I don't know, I got something wrong that day. Literally, workouts became a punishment for all the other bad things that happened in my life. And so did restricting food. So now I feed my body because I realize it needs nurturing. I move my body because it needs to be moved. And I realized that the recovery part of all of that is incredibly important, because recovery is not what we earn because we've collapsed. Recovery is the reason why we no longer collapse. I need to say that again. Recovery is not earned from a full fucking burnout breakdown. Recovery is embedded into your life now, today, starting today after this, because it will keep you from burning out and breaking down. Y'all got it twisted. You think I'll recover when I'm dead. Well, you're going to die a lot sooner. Sorry to be morbid. And here's the last one. I say no without writing a 5-paragraph essay to why I said no about that thing. It's a no for me, dog. The end. The end. We're not writing paragraphs. We're not going into detail. We say no, and that's it. And here's the thing about this person. For all of you listening, she is not available to you when you get the promotion. She is not only available to you when the company starts making X figures. She is not available to you, or only available to you, when the kids are out of college. She is one decision away. Everything in your life is one decision away. Whether you go in this direction or that, it's one decision away. And I want to give you a skill set where you can take this skill set and put it into practice, because it's not the work that is the issue for a lot of high achieving women. It is the fact that they allow their time, they allow people to control access of their energy and of their time. And so one of the best things we can do as women is learn to set boundaries. These 4 rules are something you will hear me say probably once a week. Why? Because they are one of the most important set of rules that you can learn. And for the next week, I want you to run the next thing that comes across your plate off of these 4 filters. Number 1, we do not say yes to somebody if they didn't ask us directly. So many women struggle with this, where there will be a volunteer opportunity or even a work opportunity, but no one asked you directly, but you take it on. You say, oh, I'll do that, when you know your ass doesn't have time to do that. Emily, how many times do you do this when it comes to taking over shifts? When you know, like, I need a fucking day off, but I'm going to be a team player, so I'm going to take the shifts. I see this. I even see this with my surgeons who will take call shift after they've worked multiple clinics. then call. They've had, OR days, and then they'll go into call again. I mean, that is terrible on their bodies. Thank God they work with me because now they understand. So we do not say yes if they don't ask us directly. Number two, we do not say yes if the person can do it themselves. If a grown-ass person can do grown-ass things and they're asking you to do it, it's a no. I see this in corporate America where men are very good about having boundaries. They will get off work at 1 p.m. and go golf. And if they do have something they need to do, they will find the people-pleasing person in the office and they will ask her to do it. And of course she's going to do it. She's going to say it's fine, but she's going to be there until 10 p.m. Don't be her. We're not her. We say no. Number three, we are not doing anything for anyone else if we are expecting something back in return. Okay? That could be love, reciprocation, a praise. If you're expecting to do something for someone else and expecting them to praise you, expecting them to reciprocate, they're not going to, and you are going to resent them. We say no if we're expecting something in return. And number four, we say no if we know we're going to feel negatively afterwards. Your body and nervous system knows before your calendar does. Your body will know, I'm going to feel stressed after that. I'm going to feel tired after that. I'm going to feel rushed after that. I'm going to feel mad, angry after that. If you know you're going to feel, or even resentful, if you know you're going to feel negatively afterwards, like, why couldn't they just figure out that I was busy? Because they don't know, because you said yes, right? I saw someone the other day do one of those. Let me tell you guys something. The passive aggressive memes on social media, you are trying to tell people what you need without telling them with your fucking mouth. And all you're doing is putting yourself in a victim mentality and having that thing continue to happen to you. I'm going to do a reel on that because I saw someone the other day say she got an email from a client or something, and it was early morning, and she's got little kids, and it was like a meme from someone else that they had reposted. She has little kids, and she had, been up all night and this, that, the other. And the client doesn't know that, and they don't need to know that. But in her head, she thinks, well, I've got to help them. Why can't they understand? I have all these things. It's like, they don't fucking know, nor do they need to know. Your job is to keep your boundaries. That's it. My team knows. Rebecca, you can vouch for me. Like if I send, so Rebecca's on the East Coast. I'll send something at 7 p.m. my time and say, like, don't answer this, even though sometimes she does. Don't answer this till the morning. It's just because I need to put it out there in my brain. And she's really good about having her own boundaries. Like she will, she has time for her workouts. Like I think it's at like 11, if I've got it right. Let me know if that's right. Or 1, maybe it's 1. And she takes that time. And like, I don't expect her to answer during that time. Like we're a little fluid as a team, but like we also respect when the other person's not there, unless it's like days. Then we got to be like, hey, yo, what's going on? Right. So I don't know where I was going. Oh, the passive aggressive. That was, yeah, crazy. Checking the chat real quick. We've got, I'm not giving myself I already have that one. Identify most with 6, right? Performance over everything. I was taking extra shifts just for the team. I picked up some extra summer teaching jobs over summer break. We've got to work on it. Yes, we've got to work on that. Chat over here on TikTok, we're talking about what are things that you have done to like help other people, even though they haven't asked you directly, or you would feel you don't have time for it. You'll feel negatively afterwards, or you feel like you want something in return, which you're not going to get. So those are the 4 rules, guys. Again, oops, let me go back here. 4 rules again. If they don't ask us directly, we do not say yes. If they can do it themselves, we do not say yes. If we're going to feel negatively afterwards, we do not say yes. And if we are expecting something in return, it's a no. It's always a no. So for you guys listening, I want to leave you with something before you go. Pick one of those, the one that's the hardest for you to do, and I want you to practice it. You're going to run through the next thing that comes on your plate. You're going to run through the rule that is hardest for you, because if you can start working on that rule, the others will fall into place, because this is going to be the hardest one for you. I am not shitting you. This will change your life. I have seen it. I've been doing this for a very long time. I did not make this up. This came from one of my brilliant supervisors, Gary Hees, who was a expert, literal expert in codependency, trained specifically by Pia Melody, who wrote Facing Codependency, Facing Love Addiction. She is a genius, and he was directly trained by her, and then he trained me. All right, so we're going to pick one. We're going to put that through practice this week. So that's your homework number one. Number two, we're going to go back to that name that we said, that woman that we saw never quit. And we're not going to call her and cuss her out. We're not going to feel angry at her. What we're going to do is honor her, because she tried to do the best she could with what she had. But you have something different. You now have awareness, you have the rules, and you have a choice. And your job is to make the decisions that protect your needs, protect your recovery, and protect your energy. And the beautiful thing about this is when you do what I've just taught you, you allow for every woman, every female, every girl that's living behind you, whether it's your daughters, your sisters, your nieces, your friends, the people you mentor, the people in your industry, you teach them you don't have to inherit the exhaustion. You show them you can protect your energy, you can protect your time, and you can still be successful. I am still successful. I am just as successful, if not more, because I'm more sustainable. And so can you be, and so can they. So I leave you all with that today. I want to open it up to any questions. I only answer if I'm online. There's never any pressure from you. Yes, we love that. Even though I do tell her, I'm like, go to sleep. But that's my own projection, Rebecca, when I tell you to go to sleep, because your girl goes to sleep at 8:30. I can't tell you how many events have been like encroaching on my bedtime. And I'm like, no. So yesterday I went to an event and I'm like, I got to leave by 7 because I got to go to bed. So any questions you guys have about the topic of toxic resilience, whether you guys are on, we don't have any people watching on TikTok right now. We had a good amount of people come in, which was fun. Lots of people coming in to talk about the silent collapse. And then obviously everyone here on YouTube. Let me check Facebook. I'm not sure how it shows up on Facebook, but let's see. Oh, cute. I haven't looked at any of these pictures on Facebook. Oh, it must not be up right now. All right. Well, too bad. Well, if y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to leave you with that. Please remember that I go live on TikTok. That's not true. I go live on YouTube and Facebook every Thursday at 4 p.m. I will give you guys a bit of a schedule. So I will not be live on Thursday the 11th. I will be out of town. And then in July, we will not be live on the 23rd or the 30th. So maybe I'll go live, but it won't be in this setting. It might just be a kind of, I'm in Europe, come see what I'm doing setting. Yay. So I hope you found this helpful. You've got some homework to do, so I'm interested to hear how this was helpful for you all. But thank you guys. If you don't have any questions, I will see you next week.